In recent years, thanks to rapid technological advancements, we've seen even small independent studios create true masterpieces, some of which have even won Game of the Year. But in 2026, things seem to be shifting again. A few weeks ago, a trailer for a game called Blood Message was released, and if what we saw in that trailer truly reflects the final product, we might be looking at a serious contender, not just for Game of the Year, but potentially one of the best games of the last 5 years. What makes it even more impressive is the fact that its gameplay trailer has already surpassed 10 million views in under 10 days, an extraordinary number, even when compared to major titles like God of War. But the real question is, where is all this hype coming from? And more importantly, does the game actually deserve it? Stick with me as we break it down in the rest of the video. Blood Message is an action-adventure game developed by a relatively unknown studio called 24 Entertainment Linen, and it is being published by NetEase Games. It's completely normal if you haven't heard of these companies before. The studio is based in Hangzhou, China, and this is actually their second project as a team. Their first game was Naraka Bladepoint, a battle royale title that became quite successful, especially within the Chinese gaming market. However, that doesn't automatically mean this new game won't be good just because it comes from a young or relatively inexperienced studio. As we've seen before, even small teams with limited resources can create outstanding games. For example, Expedition 33 was developed by a small French company with limited resources, and one of its developers even mentioned that they learned game development through YouTube. Now, the real question is whether this team can also bring enough creativity and innovation to overcome their lack of long-term experience and deliver something truly remarkable. Story summary. In this video, I don't want to go too deep into the story, as it could easily require more than 5 full videos on its own. I may explore it in more detail in the future, or once the game is officially released. For now, here is a general summary. Around 618 AD, the Tang Dynasty rose to power in China, a period widely regarded by historians as a golden age in Chinese history. However, by 907 AD, due to internal rebellions and governmental corruption, the dynasty collapsed, leading China into chaos and fragmentation. The game is set around 848 AD, likely in the frontier city of Shazhou, a region torn by rebellion and largely beyond government control. A critical message must be delivered to the capital, Chang'an. However, at that time, there were no modern communication tools, so the only way was to physically carry the message through extremely dangerous territory. 10 people were assigned to this mission, but according to in-game hints, all of them have died. The last remaining hope is an aging soldier named Pei. It is said that in his youth, he was a highly skilled warrior and even served as a captain. This journey spans roughly 1,000 miles, and survival seems nearly impossible. Along the way, Pei must face rebels, Tubo invaders, and even Tang Dynasty soldiers. On top of that, nature itself becomes an enemy, with sandstorms, avalanches, and harsh terrain constantly challenging him. But perhaps the most important part of the story is not war or politics, but a human relationship, the boy. Similar to God of War, the game focuses on the relationship between a father-like figure and a young boy who is rebellious and refuses to listen, creating tension throughout the journey. Graphics. Since the introduction of Unreal Engine 5, we've clearly seen a major leap in visual quality across modern games. This engine has pushed graphical fidelity to a point where, in some cases, it becomes difficult to distinguish games from reality. Blood Message is also built using this engine, and based on the release trailer, it showcases a wide variety of stunning environments. The high level of detail in environmental design, combined with advanced lighting, gives each scene a more immersive and lifelike feel. Even when looking at character faces, you can notice that the smallest details have been carefully crafted, adding to the overall realism of the game. On top of that, the animations appear smooth and fluid, which further enhances the sense of realism. One of the standout features, however, is the use of a no-cut camera, similar to what we saw in God of War 2018 and Ragnarok.
This means that transitions from cutscenes to gameplay happen seamlessly, without any black screens or interruptions, creating a fully cinematic experience. Gameplay. A 20-minute gameplay trailer has been released, giving us a closer look at several key aspects of the game. The first thing that stands out is the absence of a HUD. Elements like the health bar, minimap, and interface are not visible. This raises an important question. Will the full game have no HUD at all, or was it simply disabled to create a more cinematic presentation for the trailer? The second major point is the unclear boundary between gameplay and cutscenes. In many moments, it's hard to tell whether the player is still in control or watching a scripted sequence. For example, while running, a pot might suddenly be thrown at you, or the character collides with a wall in a very cinematic way. This brings up a key question. Does the game constantly switch between gameplay and cutscenes, or is it all seamlessly integrated? If many of these moments turn out to be cutscenes, it could slightly reduce the overall engagement, especially since the trailer suggests there are quite a lot of them. In terms of combat, the main weapons appear to be a sword and a small hammer. The hammer seems to be used for stealth encounters, while the sword is designed for direct combat. In one scene, the main character is also shown riding a horse and using a bow, suggesting that ranged combat may be available in certain situations. One interesting detail in the combat system is the timing of dodges and parries. In some cases, mistimed defenses cause the character to fall to the ground, which indicates a skill-based system that relies on precise timing. Additionally, enemies can be used as human shields, and the environment can be used creatively to eliminate them, for example, drowning an enemy or smashing their head into objects. Finally, another important question arises. Will the player always have a companion, similar to God of War 2018? In the trailer, we see different companions in different locations. A man fighting alongside you in villages, a woman, possibly a mage, in the desert, and a monk in the mountains.